So these are the ingredients. We have here some fresh thyme, 2 chopped chilies. You can have more chilies or less depending on how much heat you like. So I'm using fresh chilies, a few curry leaves. Mine were frozen because it's hard to get curry leaves here, so that's why they are darker in color. But if you do have fresh curry leaves, then that's great. You can use them. If you don't have them, that's no problem. You can omit them. 1 onion that I've chopped finely. And then here we have ginger garlic paste. So 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. So I really like it, so I use a tablespoon, but depending on your taste, you can use lesser if you like. Some people don't like garlic, so you can use just ginger, but in Mauritius that's how we do it. And then some chopped spring onions, and then some chopped fresh coriander. So the way this has been plated here is how my mom would do it back home. This is how she does her prep. She chops everything and places it in one plate. And the funny thing is that very often she won't even get to this stage because she'll just put the oil to heat up and sort of chop everything while making the dish. So I do have to say that I did get this from her, but for today I did not get adventurous as I'll be shooting a video. And for our next set of ingredients, we have here our tomatoes. So we have about 8 medium tomatoes that I've chopped. And then we have some salt and a little bit of freshly ground pepper. And the ground pepper is really optional, not a must. And here I have 1.5 tablespoons of oil, so vegetable oil. This is sunflower oil. And what I would call the star ingredient of this rougaille are the dried shrimps. So this is what they look like. I typically get it from the Indian stores here, and I really like the taste of this in rougaille, or actually in anything else. So we'll start by soaking our dried shrimps in some hot water. So I'll add in water until it's completely covered, and then I'm going to cover this and set it aside for about 15 minutes. So now we're going to heat half of the oil in a pan, and then we'll add in the onions, and we are going to saute the onions till they are translucent. So that should take around 30 seconds or so. Be careful not to burn it. And then we are going to add our thyme, chopped chili, and curry leaves to this, and saute a little bit more. If only you can get the aroma right now. It's so lovely, all the spices coming together. And then now we'll just add the ginger garlic paste and saute a little bit more. So you just have to be careful as it's going to sputter a bit around in the oil. And then finally we'll add in our tomatoes. Alright, give this a very good mix. You want to combine all the ingredients together. And then you'll lower the heat and let this rougaille simmer for around I would say 15 to 20 minutes till the tomatoes are cooked. And you have to make sure to stir in between. The tomatoes have softened nicely now, so it's done. What we're going to do is push this to the side, and then we're going to pour in the rest of the oil. So now what we will do is we will be adding our dried shrimps to this, and we are going to fry it for a little bit before we mix it in. So I have already drained my dried shrimps. Here they are. So you can see after soaking in the water they have plumped up a bit like this. Alright, so we'll just add this in and we'll fry it for a little bit. I'm turning my pan around now so that my rougaille is a bit away from heat and doesn't burn. And I will continue frying the dried shrimps for a little bit. We do this so that it gets a little bit of a crispiness to it before mixing it to the rougaille. I know some people do not do that step, so that's fine. So we're gonna mix it all together now. And you can also choose to grind the dried prawns if you like it in a paste rather than whole pieces, but I love them whole pieces, so I'm going to leave it like that. Right, so we are going to stir it all in nicely. And now we're just going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And our rougaille is done. We can take it off the heat. We can now just sprinkle some of the fresh coriander, followed by the spring onions on top. Our rougaille is now ready. You can enjoy this with some hot rice or some bread as well. Thank you so much for watching.